Hello everybody, my name is Stephen Howson and this is how Alexis Sanchez could line up at Manchester United. In the last 3 or 4 days, the reports have gone from Alexis Sanchez being essentially an absolutely nailed-on signing for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City to actually, there's some truth in this. Now, it's my opinion at the moment, I mean, this could literally change by the time I get this video out, but my opinion at the moment is that Manchester United's interest in him is real. Whether or not the player decides to come, I think he's got 2 options and he literally could go either way as far as I'm concerned. But what I'm interested in finding out is how he would line up at Manchester United. So all morning I've been doing some scouting, I've been making notes, I've been looking at the different sort of positions that Alexis Sanchez has taken up for both Arsenal and for Chile, and trying to put that over where I think he could play and what role he could offer Jose Mourinho and Manchester United. Now, as a player, what Alexis Sanchez offers is he offers good dribbling. He offers excellent finishing. He's definitely a goal scorer. He's excellent on the counter-attack. He loves to run at players. He loves to commit players. And he's also got a very good cross on him. His key passing is absolutely fantastic. And I think it's probably one of the most underrated aspects of Alexis Sanchez's game. Not just his goal scoring, but also his chance creation. This Arsenal side doesn't really create a chance unless it comes through Ozil or Alexis Sanchez. And I think that's one of the most underrated things about his gameplay, is that when he comes off and when he comes into that space just in front of that final third, he's looking for key balls, he's looking for crosses, he's looking for a way to slot somebody in. And that passing side of his game, I think, is massively underrated. When people are looking at the highlights of him, they're seeing him take people on, they're seeing him put goals into the top corner and all the rest of it. That being said, this is a guy that creates goals and he scores goals. 30 goals last season for Arsenal, 24 of those coming in the Premier League. I think it's safe to say that if Manchester United get their man in this instance, he's going to add a little bit of stardust to our final third. So the big question is, of course, how does he line up at Manchester United? And I think there's 3 obvious options, possibly a 4th. The 4th being a number 9, should we really need to. Should Lukaku pick up an injury and be unable to be selected, then I think you could play Alexis Sanchez as a number 9, but I think that's not where he features best. I think you've got 3 very realistic options for Manchester United, and the first is left wing, the second is as a secondary striker, and the third is right wing, and it's possibly in that order of where the likeliness is that he's going to play in all of those. But I think that there is an outside chance that we might see him on the right wing, and I'll get into that in a second. So on the left wing then, he is different to Martial and Rashford. Martial and Rashford on the left-hand side, and they're coming in for themselves. When they come into the box, they're looking to score themselves. They're looking to create chances and openings for themselves. They're not looking to provide. They're not looking to create. Alexis is different. He very much likes the cut inside onto his favoured right foot, naturally right-footed. Cuts inside, a little bit different to the way Ashley Young does it. Ashley Young does it a little bit more laboured. He likes to throw in a couple of step-overs and try and really stand the defender up before putting a cross in. Alexis does this almost at a full sprint. He switches onto his right and he's putting a cross in, usually towards the centre of the goal or the back post for someone to get on the end of. And I think that would link up very well with what Lukaku's offering in that final third even. I also think because he likes to cut inside, that works quite effectively with Luke Shaw. And I think you could have a real good partnership with those there. It's going to mean doubling up on that left-hand side. It would allow Luke Shaw to get to the byline and get a cross in, while Alexis drifts inside and offers himself as an option for a rebound or a ricochet or something along those lines, or even possibly as the primary receiver should Luke Shaw come along that left-hand side and come into the box with it. If Alexis can drift in at the front post, I think that's an option for us there. I can see Jose really enjoying him there as well. And one of the things that, as well as his passing, I think he's massively underrated on Alexis Sanchez is his work rate. The guy's an absolute grafter. He loves a press, he loves a tackle, he doubles up with his fullback, he puts the shift in. So I can understand a lot of the reasons why Jose Mourinho likes him, not just because of what he offers in the final third, but what he offers to the team as a whole. So the secondary striker role then. Now, a lot of this season you've seen Arsene Wenger play him alongside Lacazette as a secondary striker, and the reason that you see that is, even when he's played on the left wing, because he is naturally right-footed, you see him drift. And you see him creating chances in and around the D, coming onto the right-hand side, coming onto the left. And it's almost like a free role that he's been given. So I can see an option for Manchester United being that he plays in this central striker role, or as a number 10. And there's not a lot of difference in that. The current incumbent of the number 10, not the number 10 jersey, but the number 10 role at Manchester United is Henrik Mkhitaryan. If you're excluding current form, obviously that would be Jesse Lingardinho, played in that central role, and the main guy that's doing all of the creating and the link-up play. I think that's the main role of the number 10 in this Manchester United team, is a link play. Quick counter-attacks, either driving forward with the ball, looking for people in the channels that you can shift it to and then getting into the box yourself, or just taking it on your own. Jesse Lingard's done this fantastically recently, and he's also been ghosting into the box once we have got the ball into the final third. Henrik Mkhitaryan has done this very well in fits and bursts, but one of the key components of this is the drive forward themselves. It's not someone picking the ball up and then spraying a 50-60 yard pass. It's literally taking the ball and carrying it up the pitch 30-40 metres to either take it into the final third yourself or to spread it out wide and then get into the final third and get on the end of a cross yourself. Mkhitaryan and Lingard do this for Mourinho quite well. I think Sanchez would be... it would be a step up in quality on that, in all honesty. Being a natural right footer and his favoured position being on that left-hand side, I think he can legitimately go both ways, and the fact that he can go both ways is probably a bit of a nightmare for defenders when they're trying to defend against him. United need it much more when we're in possession, when we're in a slow build-up possession than we do on the counter-attack. Counter-attack's a great way for United to score goals because that's the time when the opposition is weakest. Normally the opposition collapse midfield onto defence, restrict the space and make it very difficult for Manchester United to score. I think this is one of the places where you would see the quality of somebody like Sanchez really come out and be ghosting around, dragging players out of position, making space for Lukaku, who's tightly marked when teams collapse like that, and putting the final ball through in for either Lukaku or for the opposite winger or for somebody else. So I think that secondary striker / number 10 position is one that's very likely for Sanchez and one that I think he would do very well as well. Which brings us to the third option. Now, you have to go all the way back to the Copa America group stage where he played on the right wing, at least on paper, against Argentina for Chile. In the final, he was back on the left wing, and for the rest of the tournament, he was actually on the left wing as well. But if you look at the average position and where he took up when he played as a right winger, he's central. He's basically everywhere. But one of the best aspects of Alexis Sanchez's play is when he does drift out onto the right-hand side, even for Arsenal when he's played centrally or on the left, he gets to the byline and he puts a good cross in with his right foot, something Manchester United have lacked. Couple that with his high energy work rate and press, and the fact that we've not really had any sort of balance on the right-hand side, and the fact that we're linked with Malcolm and Lucas Moura, is the fact that we're getting Sanchez, potentially getting Sanchez, or at least in for Sanchez, because we want to put him back on the right-hand side where, you know, he's got a natural right foot and he's going to get around the byline. If I start thinking about potential lineups for Manchester United, I see a forward three of Martial on the left, Sanchez on the right, and Lukaku down the middle, being very strong and very exciting. If you couple that with Pogba as one side, say the left side number 8, and Jesse Lingard, or maybe even Ozil, or possibly Juan Mata if you wanted to do it in a similar sort of fashion as the way Manchester City are doing it, that's a very attacking forward 5 for Manchester United. That leaves then Matic in the number 6 position, and he can basically just do what he wants and sweep up, because this is going to be a team that is gung-ho and going for it. Sanchez's ability to play in any of the 3 positions that I've just mentioned, from the secondary striker, number 10, to the left wing, or even the right wing, gives a tremendous amount of flexibility to Jose Mourinho. For me, as I've just said, the Martial on the left, Sanchez on the right, that sort of lineup, that sort of position, I think is something that is a very attacking lineup, but because of the flexibility that he offers being played central left or even on the right, it still gives Mourinho the chance to use his 4-2-3-1 with Sanchez played centrally. It even gives us the opportunity to play 3-5-2, where he could play alongside Romelu Lukaku up front, or even 3-4-3, or any formation that you want to play. None of them are thrown out of the window by buying Alexis Sanchez. And when we look forward to next season a little bit, and when you think about the sort of players that we're going to be getting coming back off loan, Fosu Mensah, Andreas Pereira, I see Pereira playing on the right wing or as a number 8, probably not first choice, but certainly as an option. Fosu Mensah could come back and cement a first choice place as a right fullback, but he also offers an option as a number 6 or as a number 8. So you could see Fosu Mensah and Pereira adding a lot of depth to this Manchester United side, and if we sign Ozil on top of that as well, which is rumoured to be something that's happening, then you see Manchester United's squad doesn't look so thin all of a sudden. There's still a question mark at left back, of course, because of Luke Shaw's recovery, should we say, from his broken leg. He's not quite there all the way, and any moment he goes into a tackle, I'm thinking it, I'm sure he's thinking it, I'm sure you guys at home are thinking it as well. Is this going to be the one that he breaks himself again? So I do think that we need a little bit of cover at left back, but aside from that, Manchester United squad, certainly for next season, if we can cement second, have a good run in the Champions League this year, then next year's not looking so shabby, I don't think. And if we do get Alexis Sanchez, then I think that is a massive statement for Manchester United. That maybe the power shift that everyone's been talking about hasn't quite happened just yet anyway. Now I've got a favour to ask you, because YouTube isn't telling everybody about these videos. So if you aren't subscribed, make sure to hit the button below and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, then you need to be pressing the little bell next to the subscribe button to get the notifications. Because YouTube isn't putting these videos into your subscriber box, so you're not going to get them. So hit the bell, get the notification, and make sure to get the video. Let me know in the comments who you think I should be doing, or what you think I should be doing the next video on. I'll be recording that in the next couple of days. Tomorrow's warm down is Danny Higginbottom. For me, the best pundit working in TV, bar none at the moment. Absolutely fantastic. So really looking forward to talking to Danny. So make sure to stick around for that. If you press a notification, you will get an alert once that comes up. If you've got any questions for Danny, if you get them in quick, I might be able to get them in before I record with him this evening. So thank you for watching. Do you think Manchester United is going to be happening at some point this week? Is it a good move for Manchester United? What does it say for the rest of the league? Is it a blow to City if they don't get him? All of that, bang it in the comments. I'll reply to as many as I can. Thank you guys for watching. As I said, subscribe if you're new around here. Hit the notification bell if you're not. And like it if you've enjoyed what I've done. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit. Welcome to the Stephen Howson Football Channel. This is where I will take you through everything that I do revolving around football, be it that at Old Trafford or elsewhere. This is where you will get your match previews, your reviews, your football vlogs, your scout reports, your transfer talk, your youth reviews, your documentaries, and anything and everything revolving around football. I absolutely love this game. Do me a favour and subscribe. Thank you for watching.